Our most valuable commodity on this planet is not material goods, entertainment, or any physical thing that makes us feel something. It's our time. Whether rich or poor, your lifespan is limited, making every second a precious resource that will go by and never again be able to be recovered. With how valuable our time is, the question arises, how should we be using it? The beautiful thing about this world is, it is completely up to you to decide. When I was freshly 18 and had all the time in the world, how did I choose to spend it? Well, gaming every minute of free time I had, of course, and I did this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Until finally, at one point, I looked around me in horror to discover that I was stuck and barely progressed outside of my games. Yeah, the thrill of the entertainment was great, and I was really good at music games in Team Fortress 2, but outside of those games, I had nothing to show for all the time I invested on a screen. This led to me shifting my lifestyle. I still had the gamer brain of wanting to level skills in progress, but I was able to figure out how to start grinding my skills in my real life versus in a game. And with even just 1 year of this mindset shift, my entire life changed for the better. My goal is to share this with you. So whether you are young or older and spend almost all of your free time involved with gaming, you can catch a glimpse of the possibility of what life could be like when this hobby is not dominating your entire existence. We are going to discuss the top 5 skills that you should be focused on to hit the highest levels of success in your existence. Think of these like skill trees with no level cap, but recognizable progress tiers. The top 5 IRL skill trees to focus on are pickpocketing, lockpicking, archery, sneak, and smithing. Just kidding. The real top 5 IRL ones to focus on are knowledge, speech, health, purpose, and finances. I'll be breaking down all of them, how to get started, and explain what you should focus on most in each, which will help in transitioning away from screen time activities in favor of growth and leveling of your IRL character, aka the real life you. Oh, and just one little disclaimer, please don't do all these immediately if you aren't used to it, or you are going to burn out extremely fast. Just allow yourself bits of time to understand why these skills can benefit you, and then slowly allocate routines to each of these so eventually, these can be your life and what you focus on improving. With that said, let's get right into number 1, knowledge. It feels good to be a know-it-all, but it takes strength to tell yourself that you don't know everything, and that your idea of the world is based on the perception of the knowledge you carry. Since coming to the conclusion of something is basically weighing everything you know about that subject in your mind and deducing sense out of it, how can you ever be certain your conclusions are sound since it's limited to the information you currently carry? This is exactly why knowledge is valuable and should be prioritized. You can't learn everything in one day, but the beautiful thing is that over our valuable time, we can get very, very smart. To go from brainlet to Jimmy Neutron, the answer is literally to keep reading books on subjects you don't know about, or in the modern age, watching YouTube videos or looking things up based on subjects you are curious about. If you don't know where to start, learn about things that interest you. If you have already done that, learn about things you don't know a lot about. Philosophy, cooking, habits, people, history, science, business. Should I keep going? Okay. Nature, survival, art, religion, travel, crime, parenting, animals. Choose one, literally anything, and take as little as 5 minutes a day learning something. Even if we don't feel like learning, we need to keep it up. Because as I'm sure you know, if you spend an hour a day gaming, you will know that in a year, you'll be pretty darn good at it. But if you spend an hour a day learning, in a year, you will be pretty darn smart, which will help you to make wiser conclusions based on your expanded knowledge. These wiser conclusions will literally change your life and change who you are, since the knowledge you gain may change your lifestyle or give you new viewpoints of how the universe operates, making knowledge the perfect first skill tree of 5 for grinding over your lifetime. To the second tree, speech. And good news, guys, the speech tree inherits a lot of skills from the knowledge tree, so you don't have to grind nearly as hard. Speech includes 2 broad categories, your friends and relationships, and then communicating with the broader world. To briefly address friends and family, being able to communicate honestly and effectively with loved ones is extremely important, as this connection will bring you love and fulfillment in your heart since you're able to express yourself, which will then keep you mentally healthy and on track. But the path that takes more time developing is the communication in strangers. As you might have figured out, people are wired differently, and the way you communicate well with one type of person might repulse another type of person. You don't need to live a life of trying to impress or being liked by everyone, but it is a highly valuable skill to be able to communicate with all types of people, and understanding their preferred communication methods to avoid misunderstandings and build trust. By being able to talk with more types of people, you are opening the floodgates for new connections. Sure, this could mean new friends if you meet different people you really vibe with, but even if someone is a 180 of your personality, you two might be very compatible for a business endeavor or something of the sort. Everyone on the planet is valuable, and everybody helps the world go around in their own unique way. So rather than categorizing people as people I like or people I hate, you should really try to find the good in everyone and learn to communicate with all types of people. Reading will only get you so far here. You need to actually go out and talk to people and deal with the awkwardness of the first times you try these conversations. Remember, you are leveling a skill, so if you keep working on it, you will be able to talk to anyone without issue. Career-wise, sales or support type jobs where you talk to tons of people are excellent at honing these skills. But you can also create these opportunities in groups or events by engaging with somebody you might not normally. High speech equals lots of connections equals lots of potential outcomes, whether that be in person or over a computer. And like the knowledge, you can't know what you're missing until you go out and build your experience. The outcomes might shock you. Now to the third tree. It's your health. This is both your physical state and your mental state, and they are so critical since all of the other trees are really being held up by just this one. Your body is basically your car. It's what lets you move around in the world so you aren't just stuck in one place all day. While I don't want to make this video 10 minutes longer explaining why having a fitness routine is so vital, I'll try to make it simple by explaining that you need to move your body. Moving our body via cardio or even just taking walks is so important because it allows us to let go of our thoughts through the movement, making us feel tremendously refreshed. And then our muscles grow, upgrading our vehicle, allowing us to go further. Lifting weights is the next big thing I recommend because it gives your body tremendous strength over time for 30 to 60 minutes of work a day. These upgrade your vehicle, which will give you more energy, which then gives you more focus on skilling everything else in your life without becoming too exhausted. As for the mental state, this is important because if you're feeling depressed or not happy, it is very, very hard to find motivation to grow yourself via these traits. I'm not licensed to be able to give specific advice to whatever your unique situation is, so I can't claim this will solve your problems, but I find a lot of these will help me. Movement, like described in the first section, is a quick hack if you need to get your mind out of a rut, but also being outside, getting sunlight is extremely important, as it's been scientifically proven that it will boost your mood and make you feel good. I also highly recommend dedicated meditation and breathing time, as these will clear your intrusive thoughts and help you to think clearer. And of course, you can also tap into the knowledge category and read some books on this stuff to see if they list any methods that will help you further. Plus, cultivating good relationships with friends and family will bring you immense mental stability. Just put in some effort to grow or strengthen your body and make sure you aren't mentally overwhelming yourself, and then you can become good to focus on the rest. I do believe mental and physical health, plus your methods to sustain both without burning out, is very important and extremely worth taking time to level so you have a strong foundation to improve the other categories on. Nearing the end, we find tree number 4, purpose. This is simply something that makes you feel fulfilled when you do it, and this is so critical to a successful life. This doesn't need to be something for monetary gain. For some, this may be caring for a family, and for others, this could even come from a play or hobby form, such as building a Lego house or playing music. In short, purpose is an activity that you can engage with and level up to get better at, while at the same time bringing you joy or fulfillment. Purpose is a very different thing for everyone, and I did make a video if you need a little help figuring out what the direction is for yourself, but you will know in your heart when you find it, because it will make you feel alive when you do it. We need to find something that drives us, because this drive is what makes all the categories worth it. It's like the cherry on top of life, often being the thing that will get us out of bed in the morning and excited to work on ourselves. Even if we are doing stuff and we aren't sure if it's our definite purpose, we need to keep doing things and move forward, as this growth is what will lead us to understanding what we truly want in our life. Meaning, we may not even know our true purpose until we try a bunch of things and figure out what works best for ourselves. Never reject the idea of this, and don't be afraid to ask yourself the existential question of, why am I here on Earth? And if you think you have an answer, do not hesitate to go all in on it. No comparing yourself to others' journeys. Your purpose is for you and you alone, so relish in what you love and enjoy the journey. And last but not least, the finance tree. I'm not sure if I even need to explain why this is so necessary, but I'm going to anyway. Money allows you to do stuff. It will get you food to eat, a shelter to sleep, and bring you the freedom to go anywhere you want or to do anything you want through getting you the resources you need. I cannot tell you how many people I know, and I used to be one of these people that would say, money doesn't matter that much, there's so much more to life than money. And I do partially agree. I agree that money should not be what you focus your entire life and values around, as there is a deep emptiness in that. This is why I think the purpose tree needs to be developed, since finding that will bring more meaning than money itself ever could. But being insanely broke, barely able to afford meals, while living in a dump and preaching the message that you don't need money is pure cope. Do not live to work, work to live. You need to either learn enough skills to get a well enough paying job or find a way to give your skills to people to make money directly. I do have a video on getting started with the non-standard employment way to earn money for yourself, but no matter what you do, you need to figure out some sort of way to earn for yourself. How much or how far you want to go is up to you, but do not forget that earning income is a skill like the others, meaning it has no ceiling. So becoming very rich is not off the table as long as you put a lot of effort into knowledge and researching opportunities, and then put in the work yourself to make yourself useful. With money, you can fund all of these other categories: books, flights and tickets to meetups, better food, anything you need to fund your purpose. And some may argue, yeah, but what's the point if the game is rigged against you? And to that I say, yeah, it totally is. But you can learn how these systems work and play the game of wealth creation like it's a video game that you can't quit. Not playing the money is on the table, but it makes it much harder to earn these benefits from the other categories without it. Last tip, if you are making enough money to live and have some left over, and you have an emergency savings build up, invest like crazy in a Roth IRA or a 401k account, especially if you're young. This can potentially make you a millionaire by your 50s depending on when you get started. Don't worry though, I'll make a video on long-term getting rich in the near future that will cover this more in depth, but for the meantime, do not be afraid to read books or look up YouTube videos on these subjects. And with that, we did it. The path of the 5 trees has been made clear, and the beautiful thing is, you can level them up and get gains forever. They truly never end, and this is why I consider them to be the top 5 things you should be focusing on in your life. It's okay to enjoy things like a movie or a video game from time to time, but the moment any of those things completely suck up our world, we stop growing our real selves. As I mentioned at the beginning, you will never get your time back when it vanishes. And imagine what kind of incredible person you could be if you had money, purpose, a fit body and mind, social connections with all kinds of people, and a brain bursting with knowledge. You would be able to do near anything. So no more wasting time. Refer to these traits if you are ever unsure what you should be focusing your time on, and strengthen them all. It's okay to specialize in one category over another, but ultimately, your success will grow the highest the more strengthened and leveled all of these are. Let me know if you would be interested in me deep diving even further into each topic individually, if you want to know all the secrets to what these skills will bring out in you. I can't pretend to know everything though, which is why I am also going to keep learning and growing, and why you should too to find your own answers. Never give up and never regret spending time on the improvement of your quality of life. Thank you for watching, and Godspeed all of you.